Hello everyone, greetings to all of you. We come to you from our home here in Houston, Maryland. The Lord laid in my heart to share this message with everyone. So I share this in English so that my children and young people also can understand this message. I want to thank my wife who is doing the video and our daughter who is playing music. So at this time, Sarah will do a chorus and we will go from there.
All of my life, in every season, you are still God. I have a reason to sing. I have a reason to worship. All of my life, in every season, you are still God, and I have a reason to sing. I have a reason to worship. I will give praise. I will give praise. No weapon formed against me shall remain. I will rejoice. I will declare, God is my victory, and He is here.
What a beautiful and relevant song that is. All of my days, in every season of my life, I will choose to praise God and I will choose to worship Him. The Lord laid in my heart to share with you about fellowship with God, walking with God. The verse that I want to read is Genesis chapter 5 and verse 21. Enoch lived 65 years and he begot Methuselah. After he begot Methuselah, Enoch walked with God 300 years and had sons and daughters. When we read the Genesis account, it is very significant to note verse 21, because after the creation of everything, God creates everything with the word of His mouth. Then He creates man and the first family. Everything is beautiful. Life is pleasant in the Garden of Eden. And we know that the very purpose of creating man was that God would have fellowship with man. So, every day, every evening, God would come and walk with Adam and Eve, and they have fellowship. Chapter 3 and 4, things change. After they committed sin, they were expelled from the Garden of Eden. They have two children, Cain and Abel. They have two views on spiritual life. One is religious, the other one is truly spiritual. So from that time onwards, in humanity, there are two kinds of people. A group of people who don't take walking with God or spiritual things seriously, and a minority of people who takes walking with God and fellowship with God seriously. In chapter 4, there is violence and death and all kinds of bad things. And chapter 5, lot of names are mentioned. But when it comes to verse 21 onwards through 31, God specifically, not in a word, not in a sentence, but specifically talks the story of four people. They are different from others. Enoch, his son Methuselah, then their son Lamech, and Lamech's son Noah. These four people were different. How? When there was a whole generation of people who did not fear God, who did not have fellowship with God, who did not walk in the ways of God, who committed sin. There was someone who wanted to do things differently. What made Enoch walk with God? So many things, but I just want to bring to you one important thing. In the Old Testament, names of meanings. He had a son called Methuselah. The meaning of Methuselah is, when he dies, I will send it. At his death, waters will come or flood will come. That's the meaning most of the scholars and Bible teachers agree on. So, Jude says Enoch was a prophet. He prophesied of the judgment. So I just want to say, what was happening or what was going to happen made Enoch walk with God. We have all the blessings, prosperity, good house to live, money, food on the table. We live in, I said carefully, in a luxury in America. Often we forget what is happening around us, what God is trying to tell us. Those people of the Old Testament did not have the revelation that we have. But the Lord has given us warning exactly what is going to happen. When we see these pandemics, when we see corona, when we see these things happening around us, we know what is going to happen. It could be the coming of the Lord soon. So what is happening or what is going to happen made him fear God. How many years? Methuselah lived 900 years. Every time somebody said the name Methuselah, this thought came to their mind. At his death, something is going to happen. They knew they could not avoid it. Then we see Enoch walked with God. He gave birth to Methuselah. Think of this. When we read this account, these two guys would have definitely asked Adam, because Adam was still alive. Grandpa, great-grandpa, how was it walking with God in the Garden of Eden? I just want to tell you, I was blessed to have grandparents when I grew up. I was blessed to have godly examples when I grew up. I wish I could pray like my mother would. I wish I could pray like my grandmother would. They shared with me the spiritual things. Many of you have grandparents at home. Use this opportunity to talk to them and ask them, what does it mean to fast and pray? How to hear the voice of God? Grandpa, grandma, how can I walk with God? This is a great opportunity to have fellowship with each other and to share spiritual matters. Adam would have said, man, there is nothing like walking with God. There is nothing like having fellowship with God. That would have given that hunger and passion and desire in their heart, even at an adverse situation, when they had no one else to give them company, that they chose to walk with God. Then there comes another man, Lamech. To him Noah was born. When Noah was born, he gave him a name. In this world of toil and pain, he will bring rest. They were all optimistic. In a world of chaos and murder and violence, these folks, since they walked with God, they had a hope in their heart. They had a peace in their heart. These are troublesome times. News don't give us comfort. Detailed statistics don't give us comfort. Medical reports don't give us comfort, but walking with God and fellowship with God. I want to say this to everyone listening to me, especially my children and youngsters. Please don't take this opportunity for granted. When we are confined in the comfort of our home, read the word, talk to God, confess sins, be prepared to meet the Lord should He come one of these days. When the trumpet call sounds in our ears, we must be ready to meet the Lord. It is a beautiful thing to have fellowship with God. As I conclude my words here, what is happening around us, what is going to happen, let those thoughts bring not a scare, but a holy fear. A holy fear that wouldn't make us tremble, rather that would make us walk with the Lord and to have fellowship with the Lord. Thank you all. Love you all. Miss you all. Shalom. Till we meet again, may the Lord keep us all safe and secure. Amen.